Hello there, what is up? This is Dylan and welcome to Geographica News. Today, growing tensions amid growing dislike for Season 6 of Geographica. Go check that out. Please remember to like, subscribe, and if you really, really love the video, go share it, alright? And if you really, really don't like the video, then maybe unlike, or no, I mean, dislike. I don't know, because it's that gives me some info. Yeah, go do that. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the first part of this news report where it isn't really a reaction since I've already watched this like 20 times, but yeah, here's the disputed name. One of the older journalists ended up leaving because he didn't like Geographica Season 6. So here's some of what he has to say. I'm going to go and say some stuff as well and read some stuff of his as well. Yeah, there's some music that I'm not sure about. Last time I turned audio on for this sort of stuff, I ended up getting blocked by 4 whole countries. I know those are pretty edgy countries that blocked me, but but yeah, it's gonna go, yeah. And then he says, yeah, it's called pay to win, which he calls it pay to win. I'm not sure if it is. I don't think Ultra has that, but no. And then he says this, which, do you want me to? I'll read it. The integrity of the server is sacrificed for every bit of progress we claim to make. Yet somehow we still find ways to degrade the ideals that once made the server great by replacing them with generic and uninspired features that generally shallow the depth of the server that the server once had that made it great in the first place. The replacement of the original intention of the server to be a political server where anyone could survive and thrive with skills and governments and diplomacy is now dead. Replaced with what the owners know how to do, HCF, which is a type of scam PvP server. That's the name for something, and it's where it's sort of like pay to win PvP. As shown with their dead server known as Foraside. Now, I searched it up. It's actually true. There is a dead server known as Foraside. I don't know if Edvio or Hostadam worked on Foraside, but yeah, there is such thing as a dead server called Foraside. Many of you may not know what Foraside is. That is because the owners, Edvio and Hostadam, intentionally tried to keep the 2 servers separate in an attempt to make both communities think their devs were working on the server, when in truth both were actually being lied to and manipulated, with the community eventually finding out each server. You have been lied to, he says, and will continue to be lied to by the owners willingly and treated like unused cash. The owners do not care about community, he says, and in their rare circumstances that they do, it is only for the advancement of their server's growth, which allows them to make continually more changes to the original formula to serve the GRU because, as said, replacing them. Are you sure that sentence is right? With features that catered to PvP originated groups effectively bringing the death blow to one of their own servers' integrity. So yeah. Yeah, he only they had like a whole bunch of stuff before sort of this, and their PvP has sort of like narrowed down, and that's why like even though people want to see like 1.9 PvP, there was one of the polls here that said should there be pre 1.9 or post 1.9 PvP mechanics. 301 people voted for post 1.9, but 100 and including me, I voted to go against that, but it's clearly to try to get the few dudes in their sort of good books, like your higher or disputed name even, or like Wonder Nut, really good at pre 1.9 PvP, but not that good in 1.9 plus PvP. Yeah, usually when they do these polls and it works one way or the other, it goes. But this one, yeah, you can see. And see, they wanted to see this, but I think, they got lobbied out by money, is what Disputed Name would say, but I'm not completely sure. But who cares? They can go buy the new rank, because that's the only one that's going to matter now, because the most important day of the server is the very first. Nothing afterwards matters, and everything you make can be taken, but somewhat ironically, you can take nothing from others. Yeah, I don't know. I somewhat agree with this statement. Pretty big statement, but yeah, there isn't much after this. This is basically the the bulk of the writing here. Also supporting the argument is in the Geographica is the growing group of mercenary groups that met its height last season. The growing military groups such as Zoomers, Pound Town, and other regions that are relatively small but have huge populations of PvPers are growing to have enveloped Europe last season. They're getting closer this season, but they're not. They're not like super close to enveloping Europe this season. But Zoomers is like still eating up smaller nations, and like there wasn't really much lore last season. Like there wasn't really much for that sort of stuff. So yeah, this sort of ends my video. Here's a nice picture of Europe that I'll use next time for that. So yeah, please remember to like, sub, comment. I reply to every comment. All the other generic stuff. See you later.